guys, it's Lauren and Oliver. Hi. Oh, sadness. So many sads. So obviously I didn't really follow through with the whole YouTube challenge thing. I'll probably just do it sort of intermittently. I don't even know what the subject is this week. Last week I think it was how you feel about the Sabbath, so maybe I'll ramble about that here in a second. I just wanted to do a video and say hello and let you guys know what was going on if you cared. So, sorry, I've got cat hair perpetually in my mouth. Right? Ooh, you're a mess. He's right in front of me. You can't see him. But, anyway, there's a lot going on. This is always a really busy time of year. I think that's appropriate, right? Imbolc is really the new year, right, for us. And, it's when things actually start feeling like they're back on track. The winter feels disjointed, right? And obviously we're not done with winter, but I start feeling a little bit more human this time of year. Anyway, there's lots of stuff happening. We've had ritual stuff and more ritual stuff upcoming. So Foxfire's been busy. I am doing lots of teacher stuff because I'm at a high school now too. So I do an elementary school thing and then I've got a high school thing. So I am constantly surrounded by children of all ages. And I'm really excited because I really love the high schoolers and I was nervous about that. I mean, I've always known that I'm uncomfortable around elementary aged kids. So when I started at the elementary school last year, that was definitely, I don't even know what the phrase is, right? It's not culture shock, but it is culture shock, but it's so much more than that. It's like culture shock with snot and vomit and screaming, because that's just how little kids are. And I discovered over the course of the year that I actually don't dislike children the way I thought I did. I dislike parents. So that was a good thing to know, because it's made my life a lot better. But anyway, I've been working with elementary school kids for a year now, and I'm just starting with high schoolers, and I love them. And I'm so glad that I love them. I sort of had this hunch that I would, but it's great. And I started in this classroom, and the teacher, you know, I'm still in the licensure process, so I'm monitored. I do a lot of observation, you know, a lot of like practice, lesson planning, and that sort of thing. And I get there my first week, and the teacher is like, "Next week, we're doing the Crucible. What do you know about witches?" And I was like, "Awesome. Let's do this. Let's do some Arthur Miller here." She's like, "Oh, so you could talk about this," and I was like, "Can I?" Anyway, it's been really good. Everything is just working out really well. It's February, so aside from Imbolc, it's also INCO Remo, which is International Correspondence Writing Month. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that, but that's how it's going. So the whole idea is that I have committed to writing a piece of correspondence and putting it in the mailbox every day. Every day, something leaves my mail. And what I decided to do was to limit that to other kinds of witches and pagans, mostly witches, of whatever stripe. So I got a P.O. box, and that's been a lot of fun, and I've been writing to strangers, and I've been writing to people who, you know, I'm somehow related to in terms of craft things, but I haven't actually met, so I'm sort of like forcibly introducing myself via snail mail. It's been a lot of fun because I get to kind of geek out on stationery and paper and ink. Since September, I've become majorly invested in fountain pens, like a crazy person. Man, you know, when I got my first fountain pen in September, I was really excited about it, and all of my friends were like, "Wait a second, this is your first fountain pen?" Because I guess I just struck them as the kind of person who would already be obsessed. But I'd actually been consciously avoiding fountain pens because I just knew in my bones that if I had one, it would be one of those things that I would rapidly become obsessed with, and I would lose sight of other things. And that was correct. That's exactly what happened, because I had my first fountain pen for about a week before I was like, nope, I need 12 more. Like, I just need all of them. I need to never write with a roller ball ever again. So I have a bunch of fountain pens now. And that meant that I had to upgrade my paper too, because fountain pens, the way they roll, you can't necessarily just write on whatever's laying around. So I got myself nice paper, and once I actually had really nice paper designed for fountain pens, I couldn't just go back and use crappy paper, because it just, it's like, I just couldn't go back. I'm spoiled now. So all this to say, International Correspondence Month has been a lot of fun for me so far. We're on day 3 now, just because I get to geek out on pen and ink. I collected a bunch of addresses from strangers, mostly on Reddit, because that's perfectly safe, and I've been sending out letters, and it's been a lot of fun. So I'm actually going to put my own P.O. box below. So if you want to send me a letter and potentially get one in return, provided you're not fucking creepy. I'm going to say that again. Don't be creepy, right? But send me mail, and I'll send you mail, because that's the whole idea. And together, we can revitalize the postal service. Probably not. I think that's kind of a done deal. But that's okay. What else? I registered for my first half marathon. I don't know how this is going to go. This was my my brother's doing, my half brother, who is an athlete. He's a cyclist and a runner, and just generally perfect in all ways, and it's incredibly irritating. But he was like, we should run this half marathon, and I was like, oh, that's 13 miles. And he's like, come on. So I can be peer pressured into doing most anything. So I'm now training for a half marathon, and it's fun telling people that I'm training for a half marathon, because it makes me seem athletic. How this actually pans out, I will let you know. So Oliver is doing well. Aren't you? Aren't you? Yeah. I go off to work every day, and he's up to very busy cat things. While I'm gone, this is his busy season. There's a lot of filing, right? Yeah. Are you busy? And he doesn't pay rent. I can't make him. What else? It's rainy. I don't know. Imbolc has always been my favorite Sabbath. A lot of people, I know a lot of other witches will say it's Halloween, but Halloween, I don't even really know that I like Halloween anymore. For a long time, I was trying to convince myself that it was my favorite, but Imbolc is my favorite, easily. I just start feeling more human. Even though the weather is really shitty at all times. It's winter, but it's not quite cold, but it might be really snowy tomorrow, but it's probably going to be 65 and rainy. It's North Carolina, so our weather is screwed up all the time. But it's just Imbolc feels like beginnings. It feels like things waking up, and it's a great time to clear things out and start doing new things, and setting goals and prioritizing and reprioritizing. I like to always check in with, if I made like New Year's commitments, this is when I check in on them and see, like, am I actually doing the thing that I said I would be doing? So far, so good. Anyway, things are good. I'm getting ready to go to PantheaCon, like, in a week and a half. That's going to be fun. This is kind of my big trip for the year. I've taken off work, and I'm going to fucking fly to California, and it's going to be great. I'm going to meet some people who I've been friends with online, and hopefully just a lot of people. I'm sure it's going to be really overwhelming. I've packed my chicken hound, my anxiety stuffed animal. But I'll be flying out there by myself, and I've got a hotel, and Anyway, I'm really excited about it. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a really different experience. I've never been to any kind of pagan event that's strictly indoors. I've only ever been to outdoor camping festivals that involved mostly wearing very few clothes and being really grimy all the time. Because it's the summer and it's hot and there are bugs everywhere. So this will be a new experience. I've also never flown to a pagan event. I've always driven. I've driven long distances. So I'm really excited, and I'm sure I'll blog about it. I know I'll take a ton of pictures, and I'll report back. Maybe I'll take my little video camera and sort of awkwardly stalk people and put them in videos. With their permission, of course. Do you want to come? No. No, say we're going to the borders. We are. I'll find you a really mean border. Yeah. I'll abandon you. No. Oh, no. No, I'd never do that. All right. Anyway, there's me with my cat. Hope you guys are well, and I will talk to you later. If I can find the stop button here.